Welcome to night number 71 of History Bedtime Stories in our pajamas in bed. And tonight we're talking about G.I. Joe, but not the 12-inch high plastic action figure, and not the movie, TV, or comic book star, and not the archetype of the millions of servicemen who've served in the American military. No, we're talking about G.I. Joe the Pigeon, or as he was officially known when he hatched on March 24th, 1943 in Algiers, North Africa, part of the American Service Pigeon Corps. U.S. Pigeon, USA 43 SC 6390. He gets the nickname G.I. Joe while he is embedded with a British unit. These are infantrymen out of London, the 56th London Infantry. And these British troops are trying to retake a small Italian town on October 18th, 1943. As they're trying to get this town back from Nazi control and save the Italian civilians therein, they call in for American air support, a bombing raid. And as the bombers are warming up their engines on the runway, this troop of London infantrymen are able to push in and actually take the city through some very cunning military maneuvers. And as they take the city, they go to radio to say, call off the planes, we're in the city, you'd be bombing us, it would be friendly fire. They realize that the Germans have knocked out radio control as they retreated. They have no way of contacting the Americans and calling off the bombing, and soon the 1,000 servicemen plus 1,200 Italian citizens in this small village are going to be killed, injured, have their town destroyed by friendly fire. With a last-ditch Hail Mary play, they release G.I. Joe. Now, he had been extensively trained as a dual location homing pigeon. He had one job: take the small message rolled tight and attached to a capsule on his leg and fly 20 miles to the airstrip as fast as his little wings would carry him through German artillery fire, through a barrage of bullets and bombs, make it to the Americans and stop the bombing. He makes the 20-mile flight in just under 20 minutes. And when he arrives and the message is read, commanders are able to call off the bombing attack. For his service, G.I. Joe is awarded on November 4th, 1946, at the Tower of London in London, England, the Dickens Medal for Gallantry. The Dickens Medal is the animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross for a British soldier or the Medal of Honor for an American soldier. It's as high as it gets, and it's presented to him by Major General Charles Knightley. At the Tower of London, you don't get bigger than that. In fact, G.I. Joe was flown to London specially for the occasion. Luckily, he didn't have to make it all the way there flapping. He was flown in a military honors plane, full honor guard with him. When he arrives and is awarded the medal, he makes newsreels across the U.S. and Europe. He is one of 54,000 pigeons that are part of the United States Army Pigeon Service Corps, sometimes called the Signal Pigeon Corps, which is part of the communication of the United States military in World War II. These pigeons, 54,000 of them, during World War II, successfully delivered 90% of all messages put into their charge. When G.I. Joe completes getting his medal, he's brought back to America, where he spends some time at the training facility in New Jersey. Following that, he's given a civilian life. He's brought to the Detroit Zoo. He gets to live out his days until the ripe old pigeon age of 18 years old at the Detroit Zoo, passing away in 1961 on June the 3rd. He is buried with military honors. Nope, kidding, he wasn't. They stuffed him. They actually claimed him back from the Detroit Zoo and taxidermied him, mounted him, and have him on display at the United States Army Communications and Electronics Museum in New Jersey. You can visit him. Pigeons. If you are enjoying History Bedtime Stories, which I really hope you are, remember, wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow night.